Howdy, students. We've got our review going. Number one, just graphing points. So 2, 0, 2 for x, 0 for y, be right here. F, 4, negative 2, so 4 for x, negative 2 for y, right here. G is 2, negative 4, so 2 for x, negative 4 for y, right here. And H, negative 1, 4, so negative 1 for x, 4 for y, right there. Parent function, this is y equals x, or f of x is equal to x. However you want to write it is fine, both are fine. And you just need some points where y and x are the same. Example, 1, 1, 3, 3, negative 2, negative 2. These are all points where y and x are the same. They all lie on the line of y equal x, right there. Number 3, if a comma y is the solution to the equation, what's the value of y? Notice they give you a value for x. 8 is the value for x. So 3 times 8 minus y is equal to 4. This means 24 minus y is equal to 4. And now I'm going to subtract the 24 from both sides. And that gives me negative y is equal to negative 20. Watch those negatives. Divide by negative 1. And I'm going to get y is equal to positive 20. For my next question, given the function y equals 2 over 3x minus 2, complete the table. We're going to take these values, put them in for x, solve for y, and then graph the function. So 2/3 of negative 3 is negative 2, minus 2 is negative 4. 1 times 2/3, this should be a negative 1. We'll change it. No, we won't change it just to be safe. This is 1 1/3, negative 2. What's that going to be? That's going to be 4 over 3 minus 2. This is negative 2/3. And then 2 minus 2 is 0. So our range will be just this list of y values. And again, all I did for these is take that value. Example for negative 4. I had y is equal to 2 over 3 times negative 3 minus 2. So y is equal to, negative 2 minus 2. Y is equal to negative 4. That's where those values came in. And then my range is simply the list of y values. 1 1/3, negative 2, negative 2 over 3, and 0. And I've got my points right here, up 2 over 3, up 2 over 3, doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Boom. And my line is going to show up right there. You plot all those points. Looks good. Next problem. State the x and y intercepts. My x-intercept is the point at which y is 0. So I'm going to list that point. I already know y is going to be 0, so I put a 0 in my point for y. 0 is equal to 3x minus 4. Looking to grab that x, I add the 4 to both sides. 4 is equal to 3x. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 4/3. So I have 4/3 for x and 0 for y. That's going to put me right here-ish. My y-intercept, I know that x is going to be 0. There we go. I know that x is going to be 0. So y is equal to 3 times 0 minus 4. Y is equal to negative 4. When x is 0, y was negative 4. Right there. Here's my line. Looks real good. Let's go on to that next page. See if we can get some of that knocked out. Alright. State the x and y intercepts and graph the function. I know for my x-intercept y will be 0, and I know for my y-intercept x will be 0, so I can put that down right now. Now all I have to do is solve. For my x-intercept, I know y was 0, so I'm going to use this equation and put a 0 in for my y. I just solve it out. 5x is equal to 7. Divide by 5. X will be equal to 7 over 5 when y is 0. So I've got 7 over 5 for my x when y is 0. When x is 0, minus 3y is equal to 7. So negative 3y is equal to 7. Y is equal to negative 7/3. Looks good. Crushing my soul. There we go. So we have 0. Negative 7/3 is going to be a little bit more than 2. Right there. And then this one, 0 7/5, it's going to be a little bit more than 1. Right there. Boom. Got our line. Going on to number 7. You're starting dog washing business. You invest $300 in supplies. You charge $10 an hour for your services. Your profit for working T hours is given by profit is equal to 10T minus 300. Graph the equation. You'll break even when your profit is 0. So what I'm going to do is find the x-intercept. We'll just start off at negative 300, and this is going to be 30 washes. I'll do my little graph like this, because we're going to say that we start off owing $300, or needing to make $300 just to break even. We got to pay for those supplies. And then it will take us about 30 hours to break even. After 30 hours of working, we paid for our supplies, so everything after that is profit. How did I know this? Well, if P is equal to 10T minus 300. To break even, my profit is 0. I haven't made any money, but I haven't lost any money. So I add that 300 to both sides. 300 is equal to 10T. Divide by 10. And then T is equal to 30. Number of hours would be 30. My graph would look just like this. Number 8, graph the linear equation by finding the x and y intercepts. Well, again, I know for my x-intercept, the value of y is 0, and I know for my y-intercept, the value of x is 0. So I'm going to write that down immediately, because I know these things. So write them down. Write them down. If you know it, write it down. We have 2x minus 6 times 0 minus 8 is equal to 0. This is my x-intercept. So 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Add the 8 to both sides. 2x is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 2. X will be equal to 4 when y is equal to 0. Second part of it, my y-intercept, I know x is 0. So 2 times 0 minus 6y minus 8 is equal to 0. Negative 6y minus 8 is equal to 0. Add the 8 to both sides. Negative 6y is equal to 8. Divide both sides by negative 6. And y will be equal to 4. This is the y. Y is equal to negative 4 over 3 when x is 0. I've got my 2 points, 4, 0. Negative 4 over 3, 0, which is right here. There's my line. Looks good. We're going to cut the video here and get the other 2 pages.